Welcome to a Shawlin Performance from the bench video about barrel bushings. I'm going to put this one right here. We're going to go through a little video on different types of barrel bushings. This is a national match commander barrel bushing that I kind of brought in here because people oftentimes they throw around the term national match, and what exactly does that mean? So basically, a national match barrel bushing will be an oversized OD barrel bushing that's meant to be fit to the particular slide that you're putting it in so that you can get it nice and tight with zero wiggle, zero play. And that's the 5-inch version of the Commander national match. Has the corresponding national match, 7267718 number on there also. Kind of cool bushings, require a lot of hand fitting to get in there. Also will have to be hand bored to fit a barrel. I believe they're bored at 575 straight board. So yeah, that's the national match standard GI style carbon steel barrel bushing with a standard flange. Next up, we're going to have pretty much the normal standard flange straight bore bushing. This particular bushing is made to be run with a 581 barrel. This is a 580 cart barrel. So this dimension is 580 thousandths. The corresponding bore in this bushing is 584. So it feels like it's fairly, tight on this barrel, but it's really not. There's actually a little bit of wiggle room there. And it has to be there because of the land in here that corresponds to the barrel. There's a little bit of distance here that barrel, if it was a zero tolerance fit or even just a thousandths over it, you wouldn't be able to get this barrel to tilt. And that would be something you'd have to ream this barrel bushing out if it were 575 like these to an over number like 584, 583 on this particular barrel to get it to tilt like this. So it's something that you would have to dial in. The detriment to that is you've got a bore now that's 584. There can be some side-to-side wiggle here. Even if this is tightly fit in your slide, you're still going to have some wiggle here. You want to remove all of the potential for any movement of the tip of your barrel and battery for optimal accuracy. And I always tell people most of the accuracy formula is right here in this barrel bushing. I know I've seen it expressed as like 20%, but I feel like it's more like 50%. You can literally take a gun that doesn't have good lockup, that doesn't have good frame to slide fit, and doesn't have a well-fit barrel bushing, and put a well-fit barrel bushing in that gun, and it'll take your groups from 3 inches at 25 yards down to right at 1.5 inches. Just that one modification only. So it can make all the difference in having this bushing absolutely correct. So the next evolution is this thick flange bushing. And everything's basically the same between the two as far as dimensionally on the OD. The flange is where things change, and this extra thickness adds more durability to the bushing. I have seen some broken off flanges on standard flange bushings because your recoil spring plug sits here and all the force from your recoil spring is put through to this bushing flange. So any material you can add there will give you a little more durability. Correspondingly, you've actually got more land in this bushing than you do in the previous one. So you have to overbore this bushing just a little bit more to even allow this barrel to tilt in battery. This bore is about 585.5 so that it tilts. A little more side-to-side play, probably equivalent let's be honest, there's more land in there. It's eating up more area. When the barrel's tilted, it only matters right here. Like when the gun's locked up in battery, that bullet that horse has left the barn before anything moves. The bullet's out of the barrel before any of your parts move. So then it starts the movement to the rear. So pretty decent bushing, nice little upgrade there. But any reduction in the size of the bore of the bushing you can get is a good thing. The next bushing's the next evolution. This is an angle bore bushing by EGW. It's got a very small land in the bottom, larger one in the top that's angle bored back to allow the barrel to tilt up. Most of the contact in the upper area is going to be around the end and corresponding to the smaller size land down here. It's only from here to here, and then that's where you're going to see most of your contact in the upper also. This is a 580 bore, 580 barrel. I can't really say I want to push this bushing onto this barrel, but I can, get it on sufficiently to say that zero tolerance, 580 to 580, there's just not, it's got this barrel just locked up. And you can imagine if this was a straight bore, you absolutely couldn't wiggle this at all. I can get a tiny little bit of movement there, but that's it. So this barrel bushing would have to be bored maybe another thousandth and a half to get enough tilt to actually make this barrel function as it should. Best solution I've seen in quite a while as far as getting a tight all the way around fit on a barrel. Now here at Shawlin Performance, I'm always open to new ideas and new concepts, and is that better? And why is it better? And if I can wrap my head around why something's better, I'll jump on that train all day long. So what we're going to use here is we're going to use the Bunker Arms radial bore bushing. And what does that mean, radial bore? Well, it's not a straight bore. It's not drilled straight through. It's actually a radius that runs from here, gets larger in the center, and then tapers off in the back. So there's actually an area in the center of this bore that contacts the barrel. So from the side, it'll be like a hump. I'm exaggerating, but this is a 580 bore to a 580 barrel. They go together with a little difficulty, but when this bushing is in battery, there's absolutely no impeding of this barrel locking up. And there's actually a nice round ring forming on this barrel from these two just working like this together. I haven't even fit this barrel to the gun yet. Haven't cut the lower lugs, merely fit the bushing and put it in there with the barrel. And I am all in on these bushings. This is the best idea I've seen in a decade for barrel bushings. So you can get them from John Harrison at Harrison Design, harrisoncustom.com. They're designed by Brendan Bunker. I would assume that he has them made for him because this is a very, I know he has his own CNC equipment in his shop, but this is an extremely precise move here for a CNC lathe to make when it makes this part. So I'm not gonna give any information on what his source is, but I would assume that it's the same company that makes the angle bore bushing, EGW. It's a guess. It's merely a guess from looking at the part, not throwing anybody under the bus or revealing anything that's super weird. But I would that's just my opinion, my assumption. Take that as you will. So all Shawlin Performance 5-inch builds are going to carry this bushing for optimal accuracy. This is definitely a better mousetrap as far as that goes. So I'm all in on this bushing. If you've seen anything more technologically cool or a better idea even. Let me know down in the comments. This has been From the Bench, and subscribe, like, comment, tell me you don't like my hands, anything you want. Just watch the video. That's all I care about. All right, we'll see ya.